Since we came in the game, all they imitate. Put my mind on it, then I put my grind on it. Put the iron on them, my opponent. I called 500, now put no miles on it. I was running wild, homie, with 500,000 on it.
Hey, everybody, we're back. It's Let's Talk Phys Ed, Season 2, Episode 15. We haven't been kicked off yet. I say this every episode, and every episode I just assume we're going to get kicked off the air. I think we're good to go. Coming at you from a different location today because my office has changed, so our 4 viewers might notice that. We got a big football game going on right now as we're recording, so if Tanner freaks out, it's okay. We'll edit that later. I am your host of Let's Talk Phys Ed, Jason Steele. With me, as always, is Tanner Roast. Tanner.
Hey, there's 32 seconds left. Kansas City's down by 3. Do you guys want play-by-play, or do you just want me to watch?
I want play-by-play.
All right, Mahomes just threw it. Oh, is that Sammy Watkins? No, Hill got a catch. They're running 23 seconds left. They better clock it. All right, well, I'll get back to you.
Okay. Thank you, Tanner. So Let's Talk Phys Ed. If you haven't seen that format or that show, is a show where we get to talk to some influential people in the world of physical ed and health ed. And with us tonight is one of those people, Kash Aleem. Kash, how are you? Who are you? What do you do? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey guys, how's it going? I've been teaching physical education since my 11th year down in Katy, Texas. That is west of Houston. Like I said, I've been doing it for 11 years down here, loving it. I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to come on your show. Looking forward to it and having some fun with it also.
Yeah, and
glad to have you here.
We are so glad to have you on. We appreciate you coming on a little bit early. Tanner's old, so he needs to get to bed early. That's just my little crack. So we'll jump into the questions a little bit. Back-to-back Phys Ed Fantasy Football League champions. Okay, how does this happen? I swear to you, when we drafted this year, I was ranked number one, and I didn't see a loss on the schedule. Turns out I was wrong. They were all losses. I think I won 2 or 3 games all year. So talk a little bit about that. How did you do it? What's your, you got a little strategy, maybe some tips you can give us?
Some tips. Year 2 it's definitely harder to go back-to-back than win the first year, I'll tell you that. And I'm a little disappointed in myself because I forgot to bring the trophy. Tanner asked me to bring it, and I left it in my office on Friday. I got to get that plaque lasered in, and then I'll have to take a picture and send it to the group. I'll just have these 2 words: waiver wire. Was very crucial this year. And I think that was the difference in that.
We're making you do the own lasering and putting it on your own trophy.
Yep.
That would be interesting.
I think we should. If you win, you have to pay for the name on the thing.
I don't think I have a choice in the matter this year. It's staying here, so I don't have to pay for shipping fees, though, so that's a good thing.
That is awesome. I am so proud.
Jason offered to go drive down there and pick it up, but
I would
win this year.
I would.
So, all right. So this weekend, I've been home with my kids a lot, and we've got this thing called the Echo. Some people call it Alexa or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a smart radio, and my kids have been listening to that Teen Titans Go soundtrack constantly. There's that song, a superhero movie song. I guess that's what it's called. Jason, why don't you play that for a second?
We're gonna have to not play that because I don't have it ready.
Could you get it ready? All right. So,
I will find it. You kind of move on to here.
All right. So here's the rest of the question.
Okay, I think I found it. Are you ready?
Right.
Is this the one that you want? Is this it? This is not it.
This is not it.
Well, there you go.
All right. Forget that. Hey, that was definitely not it. What would be in your superhero movie? If you're a superhero, like, what are you doing? What's the exciting thing that you do?
Oh man, that's an interesting question right there. I kind of like the Superman powers. Being able to fly the sky and be able to stop trains and push buildings if you need to, get somewhere pretty fast.
Would you have like a villain in your movie?
Ooh. It may not be in the same kind of type of movie, but I love the Joker in Batman. I just love his style and the way he represented himself as a villain. It was pretty good. I guess maybe it's the acting too. Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson back in the day, the original Batman.
Yeah.
I was thinking that too. As soon as you said the Joker, I immediately thought Heath Ledger, and that was like the best Joker and villain that I think I've ever seen. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry about the music.
Good one, Jason.
Yeah. Great show we have here so far. Can't even play the right songs.
Hey, now in that song, they even talked about being a sidekick, and I was gonna tell you that I kind of feel like Jason's sidekick. For one, he's got the better beard, and for two, he's got a better name, Steel. Like
Man of Steel, like
that's
Superman.
a superhero last name.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Man of Steel. It's taken. So yeah. So like I should also have some cricket theme song too, like crickets right now, because sorry about the music. So you're passionate about
Time out.
I'm out from the game.
It's tied.
No.
Yeah, it's tied.
This is the coolest episode ever. We should have a sports ticker across the bottom.
We should.
A sports. We'll fix that in editing. So Tanner is now switching positions so we can all see the game. Thank you, Tanner.
All right.
So you're pretty passionate about coordinated school health. I don't know what that is. Tanner, do you know what that is?
I had to ask Kash once that too, so I kind of have an idea, but I'm gonna let Kash explain that to us.
So either we are the only two people who don't know what it is, or there are many people who don't know what it is. So can you fill us in a little bit? Like, what is it? What do you do with it? Ready, go.
Yeah, so the Coordinated School Health is basically a program. There's different. The one that we use is Catch. You might have heard of Catch before. It's an evidence-based program that basically gets everybody involved. So you have 6 different components. You have your PE component, cafeteria, which is nutrition services, your classroom teachers, your specialized support staff, which are your nurses, music, art teachers. You have your administration, your principals, your APs, and then you have your family component. And basically, we're doing stuff throughout the year where we have 6 different themes and all of these themes to where each component is relaying a healthy message in a different way or in the same way, to where the student is getting that message in all 6 of those components throughout the day and throughout the 6 weeks. So the idea is if the child is hearing these healthy messages in all of these components, as they get older, they're more than likely have a higher success and a higher chance of being healthier for a lifetime. So that's the ultimate goal of Coordinated School Health. The reason why I like it is because it's just not one area that's working with the students. It's literally everybody that the child has contact with. So I started Catch when I first started 11 years ago, and I'm very fortunate now to actually be a national trainer. So I go around the country and I'm able to train people on the program and how do you why do we do it? What's the purpose of it? How is it implemented? And, the process that you take throughout 6 weeks or 9 weeks, whatever you guys use as grading periods. And then how every component is involved during that time. What kind of effect and results do you see once you implement the program compared to maybe schools that are not implementing the program? So, I was very fortunate to witness that program, be trained in that program, be able to do for so long. And, I'm just a strong believer in it because I've seen the results. So that's why I guess where the passion comes from.
And I believe that at some point this year you were in Rapid City, correct? In November, we almost connected. I was like 3 hours away. I was at year camp.
Yeah.
Hunting, and Kash reached out. He said, "Hey, how close are you to Rapid City?" And I said, "Well, at the moment, I'm like 3 hours away, but a little busy."
Yes, me too. I think my response was, I don't know, 15 hours.
So close. But the next time, Kash, you're in Rapid City, I'll be there.
I
And
think
you
you're
guys,
closer
you
to
guys are
where you're at right
superstars.
now.
I had to reach out to you two to see how far away you guys are from that town. I was like, even if it's an hour, I could drive out, just to meet and talk. That would have been awesome.
That would have been cool. I would have bought your supper.
Thank you.
Fast food.
Yeah.
But
All right, so we're gonna move on. Hey, I used to work in a super diverse school, and I know when we were talking earlier that you said diversity is a big thing for you. When I first got to my old school, I was looking around. I was like, "Wow, this is different than some of the other schools I've been in." And by the time I left 8 years later, I thought that the best part of our school was its diversity, and I think that's what would draw a lot of families in. Can you tell me why diversity is so important to you, and whether it's your school setting or maybe it's your home setting?
In whether it's adults, students, elderly, people a lot of times have misconceptions of who people really are, whether it's based on their race, religion, economic status. And I mentioned this to you. I said, if as us as a community, just in general, if we were able to get to know each other, now social media booming, people don't really like to talk to each other in person. I mean, just the way our society's moving. If you get to know somebody, some of those assumptions and perceptions that you may have had about a certain group or certain faith, or it would change. You wouldn't think the way you were thinking before because that is all you've known. But I also think there's a little effort that you got to make for you to. Do you want to learn about this, others, or is it something that you're in a comfort zone? This is how you were raised, born, and this is the way it needs to be. And so that's why I'm a little passionate. I'm in an international school too, with a very diverse population, and they have a lot to offer that, and you have a lot that you can learn from them, believe it or not. If you get a time and chance to get to meet their families and get to know them, and not only that, then you build better relationships with your students, and it's easier for you to work with them when it comes to a lot of different areas. So that's where the whole diversity things come from. And there's going to be, we see it in our country now where we see a lot of division in a lot of very different areas. And for us to come together, we really, 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 really need to get to know one another and just talk, and you'd be surprised how much you can learn about someone just sitting down and spending like 5-10 minutes with them.
Absolutely. Yeah, I find that when I was a kid, everybody was the same. Like my town was like, it was super, super plain. It was boring. And, 5 years after I graduated high school and moved away, I went back and all of a sudden my town was like completely different. It was like super diverse. It was changing. And so I kind of missed out on it as a youth. So as an adult, it's kind of cool to some of my best friends, they're different than me. They're not experiencing the same things. They lived in different countries. And so it's just neat to get to know people differently. And I think diversity is pretty awesome. So.
It is.
Absolutely. So now the Super Bowl will be coming up here soon, next couple weeks. My plan, according to our writers, is that I'm going to eat my weight in pizza. Ha ha, very funny joke. We need new writers. So our question, I guess, then for you is, with that said, would you rather eat pizza for 1 year straight, that's all you're able to eat,
Oof.
or would you not be able to eat pizza for an entire year? So you have two choices, I guess. You can eat pizza and only pizza for a year, or you're not able to eat pizza for a year.
I would say it depends on where the pizza's coming from, but I'm not going to say that.
I think you get to choose. Like, there's more than one pizza place in town.
Yeah.
That's true. I think I would go with not eating pizza for a year. I think I can handle that. It'd be a little difficult at times, especially on a Friday night.
I'm going with Cash on that one. I'm going to say no pizza for a year, just because that'd be so much easier. I like to cook, and I like to experiment with different foods. And so if all I could eat was pizza, I think I'd get pretty bored.
Yeah. I do have a question for you, Tanner, because Ben Perillo down here, he brags about this pizza place in Iowa. He says it's the best in the country. I forgot what it was called. I'm sure you know what it is. I mean, he went to the University of Iowa. So
okay,
Pizza Hut of Cedar Rapids.
Is Is he talking about the Casey's gas station pizza?
It might be.
Because Casey's is famous for pizza. They've got the best pizza.
Oh my goodness.
Any Iowa viewer, we probably got like 8 of them. They're gonna say Casey's breakfast pizza. In fact, when I drove to Sioux Falls for Central District, Jared and we bought a breakfast pizza and we drove across the state and ate it. And when I drove to our we had IAFord workshop thing in, I don't know what it was, in Des Moines, and we had a bunch of people carpool. We got a couple of breakfast pizzas from Casey's. But even their
So
my advertisement.
I have one request then. This year in Sioux Falls, because I'll see you in Sioux Falls. Cash, you can come on up. Okay. End of July, correct? July 31st and August 1st will be in Sioux Falls. I want my own personal Casey's breakfast pizza, and I'll be the final judge.
It might
be a
might not be warm.
for Let's Talk Phys Ed.
We'll call Ben and see if that's the right thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be disappointed if you said like Papa Murphy's.
We have those down. That's a nation.
So we're running out of time a little bit, so we're going to jump to this next question. Based on what you know about Tanner and myself, this is a speed round now, okay? So based on what you know about Tanner and I, which one of us is more likely to have blank, okay? So you get to pick between myself or Tanner, all right?
Okay.
Myself or Tanner, okay? Which one of us is more likely to have a criminal record?
That's you. Jason, sorry.
Other than speeding tickets, that's all I got.
I don't have a criminal record.
There we go.
Jason does look like the kind of guy who would do that.
What?
Yeah.
So, okay.
Right.
No
Speeding tickets
record.
only?
Speeding tickets only. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Not even didn't even get in trouble like in college or nothing. Nothing, Tanner? Or just
I didn't want to pick there.
My college job, I worked for the university police. 3 years.
Okay. You're that. Okay, I got you.
I'm a rule follower.
A little bit more about Tanner every day. Okay, which one of us is more likely to have the most followers on Twitter?
Ooh, I'm going to say Jason only because I know Tanner joined a little bit later on. I remember you coming on the scene and a little bit later on Twitter. So I'm going to go with you, Jason, because you've only been on it longer.
You are correct.
But I think I've been on it like a month or two longer than Jason.
Oh, really?
I just had my 2-year anniversary.
Man.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because when I remember you coming on, I mean, you might have been on earlier, but I guess when we started following each other, Tanner, it might have been later on. And then you wrote that one article too.
Yeah, that helps.
20 seconds of courage, right?
That was great. That was wonderful.
That's like right when I kind of came on the scene, I ran into that, and then like half a year later, he's running down the hallway of a hotel hugging me, and I'm like, who's this guy? But okay, so which one of us is more likely to have more collectible action figures?
Ooh. I'm going to go with Tanner on this one.
I do not collect anything.
Nothing?
I don't collect anything.
I was kind of just going out on a limb. I actually wrote the questions, and he seems like a collectible action figure guy to me.
You both think I'm the collector?
Well, I thought maybe you had I don't know.
My kids don't even like action figures. They might have some, but they never play with them. My kids also don't know how to play with toys. I don't know what the deal is with that.
Not even a child, didn't collect anything.
Yeah, Joe's and Turtles, man. That was
my
it.
parents bought me pins that you stick in your shirt or your hat or something. And they're like, "Hey, you collect these things." I'm like, I don't even like them, but
hey,
thanks.
You're gonna collect these.
I still have my hockey cards, Upper Deck from the early '90s, late '80s.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I guess I did have baseball cards.
Okay, next one. We got 2 more. More baseball state championships.
Since Tanner's wearing a Cubs jacket over there, I'm going to go with him.
My hometown did win the state championship in 1993.
Woo!
I was in 7th grade, though.
I have six.
You 6?
Six, but that's all different levels and some playing, some coaching. So
Okay.
I just like to rub it into Tanner just a little bit because he's always
He had his 5 years of high school and then 1 year of coaching.
Hey, I still have my best friend since the second time I went through the 10th grade.
Yeah.
Okay, this is an easy one. What happened in the game? Did the Patriots win?
Yes.
Okay.
So sad.
Go Rams.
I feel like that guy.
Who has more gray hair?
Well, me, but I'm gonna go. Tanner's 3 years. He got 3 years on you, so we'll see if I'm gonna take a genetically educated guess and go with Tanner on this one.
I think you're probably all right on that one.
I think you're right, but they're slowly.
Jason likes to make fun of my gray hair.
I love making fun of his gray hair. It's so great. Although his beard is looking better since our Christmas gift exchange. So every guest that we have, we're kind of asking like the same final last question. You've got to have this one story, right? That's like your go-to, your favorite story to tell, physical education related wise, or like coaching wise, or going through college and education wise, anything like that. There's got to be like this one funny story as a teacher that you've got. Is there anything that you have for us that just jumps out?
Well, there's probably this one. It wouldn't be, I guess, not as funny, but to me it was funny at the time. Where if my first name is Kash. When I first started teaching, I was in a low income Title I school, and I don't know why I thought I was trying to make it easier for the kids just to remember my name. So I went by my first name. It was the only time I went by my first name. And one of the days, one of the students come in, and he has these dollar bills in his hand, and he comes he comes up to me and he goes, "Coach Kash, look, it's you. You're on these dollar bills." I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, "Keep them." He goes, "Well, I don't want to give these to you. I just wanted to show you that you're famous and you're on these dollar bills." I'm like, "Well, I don't want to break the news to you, but that's George Washington. That's actually." It was just funny because he used my name as currency. So
yeah.
Okay, it was just funny. He was one of the younger kids at that time. So
That's awesome.
I like that.
So now is the part of the show we have to say goodbye. You made it through all the questions. Simple enough, right? Nothing to be nervous about. We got to know Kash a little bit. But we're going to play some old-time talk show music. And as that music takes us out, you need to tell us how we get a hold of you, if you have a website, how we follow you. If anybody wants to talk to Kash, this is how.
All right. So if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, my username is FizedManRising. So that's just Physed and the word man and then rising. I have a school Facebook page. This is Jenks, Jenks, Physical Education. I'm more active on Twitter than the Facebook page. And then if you just want to email me, it's my first name, Kash, IFS, and my last name, Aleem, at kdisd.org. I also want to add at the end, you guys, wonderful job. You guys are already on season 2. Keep doing what you're doing. I try to watch as many episodes as I can, and they're all different, but they're all enjoyable just to get to know all these other physical educators around the world, not just around the country. So, don't think what you guys are doing is no one's watching. People are watching. You guys are doing great things. So thank you.
Awesome. We appreciate it. Thank you. And thank you for joining us tonight, Kash. As always, I'm Jason Steele. With me is Tanner Rose. And thanks for joining us again on another awesome episode. And we'll catch you next Sunday.
All right. See you, Kash.
See ya.